members of the Justine Dream Team. Sorry for going ghost for a hot minute. I actually had something going on where it literally prevented me from filming, so love that. But we are back today with another very exciting video. We all dread hearing our trainers say, drop your stirrups. What a fun exercise. No, not at all. No stirrups is dreadful. But I am here to hopefully make your life a little bit easier and get you confident and stable in the saddle with no stirrups on. Starting off for my tips and tricks of what to do for no stirrups. First up, a great product you can buy is a gel seat saver. Now these will stick you to the saddle like glue. The gel makes them very sticky and very comfortable, and voila, you just turned your saddle into a non-slip slip and slide. Oh, what a fun slip and slide that would be. Ow. Now, if you want to even stick more, you can get full seat silicone breeches. These will also stick you to the saddle very well. If you want to be even more secure and sticky, so there is way less chance of you sliding off, you can use sticky spray. And you just spray it on your legs. I personally have never used this, but I do have a bottle of it, so I should probably try it out one day. It's just sitting in my garage, up to no good. So yeah, you should get sticky spray and actually use it, unlike me, and just let it sit and rot. What a responsible way to use your money. Now, sticky things aside, we are going to get into techniques and ways to ease into making no stirrups better for you. So, of course, there are many ways of doing no stirrups and the techniques people like to use, but I'm going to just share with you my personal techniques from my experience. So you always want to make sure you're on a horse that is okay with no stirrups, and I would recommend doing this towards the middle of your ride so you and your horse are warmed up and ready to go, but you're also not too tired. So when I first start off doing no stirrups, whether it's from a break or a previous confidence issue, I find that lengthening your stirrups first not only brings up your confidence that you still have your stirrups there, but it also relaxes your leg, makes it long, and you don't have that jacked up position with your legs as opposed to whenever you're jumping. Because it's much harder to keep that position when you're doing no stirrups versus relaxing your leg and making it longer. It's also helpful whenever you have long stirrups because you sometimes, maybe when you're posting, you might lose the contact of your foot in the stirrup for half a second, but it gives you that feel of what it's going to be like whenever you ride with no stirrups. Next, once I'm comfortable with that and my leg is all relaxed, in the long stirrups, I will just bring my foot up a tiny bit so my foot is no longer touching the stirrup. I call this hovering. Basically, it is like you're hovering right above your stirrup. And you can just do this and walk, trot, canter, get yourself really comfortable with it. And you have that security of if you just need to get in your stirrup real quick, you can put it down just like that. It also brings up a ton of confidence because you're basically doing no stirrups with your stirrup just about half an inch right below your foot, but you're still building those muscles. And then after I am all good with that, it is time to finally take away the stirrups. I always like to just drop my stirrups. I don't cross them over unless I am completely 100% confident and I'm doing it for a long period of time rather than just a few laps at a time. Once you take away your stirrup, make sure to keep your leg relaxed and in the same position as if you were just hovering above your long stirrup. If you change positions too much, you'll use different muscles. You also want to make sure your toe does not just flop down. Make sure your foot is either level or with your heels a bit down. Of course, this is just a bit of muscle memory because you don't actually have your stirrups there to help you. But again, you don't want to drastically be changing your position and you want to stay secure in the saddle. When you do decide to slip your foot fully out of the stirrup, you don't have to move your leg drastically because then you'd be at higher risk for actually changing your entire position and just staying there, rather than if you just slipped it out slightly and just let it hang. You do really just want to focus on moving your hips with the movement and going with the horse rather than just bumping up and down on the back, because that would not be very pleasant for either of you. Now when you are starting to jump or do cavalettes, you may need to bring up your foot and your leg a little bit to have more of an angle so it could be easier to get out of the saddle and go with your horse's movement. Of course, you don't have to do it drastically. Your trainer could also help you with your position of your foot and your leg and what you need to change whenever you're actually going to be going over the jumps. but I still would recommend doing the relaxed position on the flat. Of course, it is just a bit different with jumping because your horse is going in midair, so your position might change a little bit. You also do not want to squeeze with all your might on your legs, especially your lower leg, because with the way most horses are trained, this will be a cue for them to go. And you do not want them to shoot off forward just because you were trying to hold on. Another tip would be that if you do decide to leave your stirrups hanging when you actually completely take your foot away, or even when hovering, I find that plastic stirrups are much nicer and gentler on the horse, making them more comfortable and less reactive to the swinging stirrup than the big metal, chunky, heavy, clangy ones. I can vouch that that's a real thing. And when you do start taking your foot completely out of the stirrup, don't feel like you need to do it 100% of the time. You can still have your foot in the stirrups through transitions, and then once you get comfortable at that speed and that gait, then you could slide it out. And again, don't feel like you need to do it for a long time. Ease up to the longer sessions. Maybe you start at a few strides and put your foot back in the stirrup, and then take it back out again, and then maybe half a lap. Just keep working up to doing it for longer periods of time, and through more difficult things like transitions and pulls and jumps. Through those difficult things, you can always start with the hover method. No stirrups is an exercise where you just really have to take it slow and build up your strength. It'll also build up way more stamina doing it through little sessions rather than one long, hard one. You can also use a gel pad for your horse's back or any kind of shock absorbing pad, because whenever you are just starting out getting your rhythm and your balance, or even if you're all good with that on the flat and you're just starting out to jump with no stirrups, you may be coming down a little bit hard on your horse's back. A shock absorbing pad may be very helpful. With that being said, I hope that y'all found this helpful. You can try them out for yourself. I really hope they are able to help you. We have some very exciting things coming up, especially this year. If you do not follow me on Instagram, Holly and I did start jumping again, which is so exciting, and I hope to be able to go to a show soon and get all back on the show circuit. So just stay tuned for some awesome things to come, because they will fly by so fast and you will be watching those awesome videos before you know it. And with that, thank you for watching. Join me next time. Go out there and dream, believe, achieve. Bye. Goodbye.
Who are we to wonder where we're going? Who am I to tell me who I am?
When you do start taking your stirrup completely out of the foot, the stirrup, the foot, got those wrong.